like. I mean, I'm not there. I don't know anything. It sounds like it's something more than the drive. If you have restored the driver and you still have the problem, there's either it just doesn't sound like there's anything wrong with the driver unless there's something in the system that corrupts this driver. It's almost got to be something like that. Good evening and welcome to Star Talk. I'm Ken Echols, and we're happy to have you with us on the program tonight. There must be still pollen in the air because I'm still hoarse, but that's not your problem, so you don't even want to hear about it. Your problem is I'm on the air for the next hour. Good evening and welcome and we'd love to hear from you in this next hour, either by phone or by email. There must be still. I honestly don't know if I don't know if the phone number's on the screen tonight or not. But the number is problem, three. So you don't even want to hear about it. 496. Your problem is I'm on the air for the next hour. Good evening, and we'd love to email from you in this next hour, either by phone or by email. There must be still. I honestly don't know if I don't know if the phone number's on the screen tonight or not. But the number is 3. You don't even want to hear about 496. Your problem is I'm on the air for the next hour. Good evening, and we'd love to email again in this next hour, either by phone or email. There must be still the one at which I'm still receiving or not. The number is 3. You don't even want to hear about it. Your problem is I'm on the air for the next hour. Good evening, and we'd love to email
Well,
again
good
in
evening,
this next
Ken.
hour, either by
Good evening
phone or email. There must be still the one
Well,
at
another
which
day
I'm
has
still
come and
receiving
almost
or not. The number is almost. You don't even want to hear about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I had a great day.
Did you? Well, why don't we take a moment to look back and chronicle the important events of the day and the immense contributions that you during this day have made to humankind. Go ahead, tell us about it.
Well, I got up, went to head breakfast. Well, hold it. No, I went to the job I had to do. I had to do some windows and clean the sidewalks, and I went to had breakfast.
Okay, that's significant. Congratulations on that.
Well, I've been trying to keep up. Well, I want to see some of the beach volleyball from the Olympics, at the Eiffel Tower.
I hate to give you the bad news, but that's over. You're not going to be able to find that now.
Well, I found it on my device, my TV.
Oh, that's right. You have that thing that views the past. I forgot you had that.
Yeah, I missed some of the first ones as I went through them and watched a few of them that I missed.
All right. Now, speaking seriously for a second, is that on Peacock? Do they have those things on Peacock where you can still go and watch them?
It was on I mean, I think. Hold it. I've got Peacock on demand, so I can
Oh,
go watch it when I want to, as long as it's on there.
oh, okay. So you're still watching women's volleyball there, even though you know how the outcome of all the games. You enjoy watching it anyway, and I think we
Well,
understand why.
Well, I didn't see all of them, so I wanted to go back and watch a few of them.
All right. But I think we still understand why you like it.
Well, it's a great game. I mean, I enjoy women's volleyball.
Well, yeah, we realize that. We do. And it is a
Well,
great
it is
game.
a
It's
good
very, very,
sport.
very,
It is.
very interesting game to watch.
Oh yeah, I can learn a lot from it from beach volleyball.
I don't doubt that.
Well, I was just trying to have some fun tonight because it gets too political on here sometimes at night.
Well,
I
that's
want to
not my
talk to
fault.
something.
That's not my fault. I never bring up politics.
Oh, I know, sir. I know, sir. And I'm not. Yeah, I'm not fussing with the other ones, but life goes on
It
as
does
usual.
indeed.
I just want to say to the callers, everybody have a good night, and hey, let's have a good time.
And you are, by the way, you are seeing us in Danville?
Oh yeah, you're loud and. Other words, you're loud and clear, and you do have a backdrop tonight.
Oh, excellent. Is my phone number up there?
Yes, sir.
Good.
And you got a blue background with a uh, little white stripe in it.
Right back, little white stripe. Okay, good to know.
Oh,
Because
yeah. It's. In other words, Martinsville done you proud.
excellent. I'm glad to hear it, and I thank you for calling.
Bye, sir.
Bye. Thanks for calling. Phone number, well, the phone number's on your screen, so I don't have to say it anymore. The email address is kechols47@gmail.com. And we had an email here, if I can get over here to it. It says, Ken, what is the latest on the latest hurricane, and is it going to hit our beach? It's I don't know. I don't know if it's going to hit our beach or not. Maybe it will, and maybe it won't. How is that for a forecast? Maybe it will, and maybe it won't. And it's not really a hurricane yet. It is a tropical depression, and its name is, what is it? Oh, Ernesto. Ernesto is its name, and it's moving a little closer to the coast. Ernesto se acerca a nosotros. It's coming closer to us. Ernesto is. But we don't know. It may never become a hurricane, and it may never make landfall. We don't know. Uh, and I guess that's the important part of what I'm saying is I don't know. Stay tuned. Uh, I do know a lot of people like to go to the beach late in the summer, late in August, and in September and in October. I like to go to the beach then, but there is that element of risk. Just watch the forecast. Hi, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Thanks for taking my call. Ken, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Mr. 12th place.
I hear you. I'm moving up, man. I'm moving up. Yep. Did you lose internet this morning?
No, not that I know of. Now, I didn't get on the internet until about 10 o'clock. I may have lost it before that. What time are we talking about?
About 8:30 to 12 at my house.
Okay, well, no, I did not lose it any time before 12 that I know of.
Yep. Last Thursday, Ken, we lost power down here from about 9 to 1:30. I don't know. Duke Power said it was a line down. I guess it was a limb or a tree on the line or something. But if it's not the internet, some power down in my neck of the woods.
I'm telling you. I don't. I'm not to say too much about this because it's not that interesting a thing to talk about. But we're still having an internet problem in Martinsville. Obviously, we're on the air, and Danny has done great work to get us and keep us on the air. But we're battling internet issues almost every evening of one kind or another.
Yep. Well, it ain't nothing sound like good competition. When you got the competition we got, I don't see why anybody should ever have problems. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fill me in on that competition.
That was just a joke, Ken, as you know.
I know.
I heard. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I just heard Charles talking about the volleyball thing. I wonder how interested he'd be in that if all the contestants were wearing minion suits or something. I wonder if he'd really be that involved in it then.
I don't know. Some people are into minion stuff. I don't know if Charles is or not. But no, I take him at his word. He's interested in it because it's a difficult and demanding athletic competition. It requires an enormous amount of skill and training, and he fully admires the abilities and the strength and the skill of the athletes, and that's why he likes it.
Without a doubt, Ken. I couldn't have said it any better myself, without a doubt. He didn't mention what he and I and a couple of other friends are going to get together and do this weekend, did he?
No, you're doing something with Charles this weekend?
Yeah, him and myself and Pretty Man and RFK is supposed to go to Central Park, New York, and see if we can find some bear roadkill or something. He didn't mention that.
No, he didn't. I think he probably does not want to be associated in the public mind with Pretty Man. It's probably why he didn't bring it up.
He's giving you a hard time last night about that cellar spot, was he not?
Yeah, Pretty Man is Pretty Man.
Yeah. All right, kid. I'm going to let you go. I got some other stuff going on, but I appreciate you taking my call. I really enjoy your show, man.
Well, thanks for calling. Good to hear from you. That may be, or tomorrow night, if he calls tomorrow night may be the last time we hear from Mr. Pelham. If he's going on any kind of a road trip with Pretty Man, we may never see or hear from him again. So good luck. Good luck to us all. Phone line is open at that number. Email address is kechols47@gmail.com, and we'd love to hear from you either way. Hi, Ken. This is Jack. How about put me down for the 11 Denny Hamlin for this weekend in the Great Book? Jack takes Denny Hamlin, or as Pretty Man calls him, Dennis Hamlin, for this weekend. It's in the book. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, kids. Mark Marion.
Hey, Mark. How are you?
Okay, how you doing?
Good.
That's good. I seen on TV on September 6th, I think it is, when the football season starts in.
I believe that is the opening day for the NFL.
Yeah, Kansas City Chiefs playing somebody. I can't remember who they're playing.
I don't know who it is right offhand.
It's gonna be on Peacock. Though. You was talking about Peacock with Charles from
Right. Yep, NBC is shifting more and more toward Peacock. I mean, obviously they're putting everything on Peacock, but Peacock is becoming more and more of a factor in NBC.
Is Peacock sort of like another channel, or what is Peacock? I don't know what that is.
Peacock is an online. It's an NBC website. It's basically a website where NBC puts some of its programming, some new programming, and some of old NBC programming is on Peacock too. So that's what it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when you gonna be able to come here at Checkers?
Well, I don't know, Mark. I certainly want to, and I'll be in touch when I get to the place where I can tell you when I'm going to be up there. I will.
Oh.
I promise.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. And you haven't been to the airport airport drive-in in many years?
You know, the last time I went to the airport drive-in was probably in the 90s, late 90s or early 2000s. So it's been a while since I was at the airport drive-in.
Did they have the Mountain Dew special when you was up there then? I think it did.
You know, I don't remember. I really don't know if they did or not. I remember I had, what did I have? I think I had two cheeseburgers, and I know they were
Oh,
good.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, next time you're up there, try the Mountain Dew special. That's pretty good. That's pretty good drink they put together.
I'll do that.
Okay, thanks again.
Well, thanks for calling, Mark. Good to hear from you. Wouldn't mind having a cheeseburger. Wouldn't mind having a cheeseburger right now. I mean, if my wife watched this show, which she does not, um, but if my wife watched this show, she would be able to hear me downstairs right now. And I could say, when I finish here at 8 o'clock, I would like to have two cheeseburgers and some fries ready for my consumption. If she watched this show, I could say that. And she would say, all right, well, you'll have them. You come down here and make them, and then you'll have them, is what she would say. But hey, that's what marriage, that's what marriage is all about, isn't it? KECHOLS47 is the email address. The phone line is open right now. Okay, we've got Jack down for the 11 this weekend, and let's see who's on the phone. Hi, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
I want to announce about people destroying your property.
Okay, I'm sorry. Could you say that again, please? I didn't quite hear it.
They here digging up my land.
Oh,
Digging my land.
who's doing that? Who's digging up your land?
The girl next door. Every time I leave the house, the maid going to fix a car wash there.
Okay.
And I want to announce it.
All right. So somebody's building a car wash next to your land. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah. Washing cars, bringing cars in and wash them up in the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
They'll fix my backyard for a driveway.
I understand.
My land.
They're digging on your land.
Yeah, my land.
All right.
I don't have it pressed about 4 times.
All right. Well, now hold on just 1 second. If they are digging on your land without your permission, that is against the law. They can't do that.
Well, that's what they're doing.
Well, if I were you, I would call the police.
Because I got the deed and everything.
Okay.
So how far my land go?
Have you told them to stop digging on your land?
I don't say nothing to them. They wait till I leave. I go to bed one. That's when they started getting busy.
Well, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't know it's your land. Maybe you ought to tell them.
Yes, they do know it's my land. They do know it's my land.
Okay.
But they didn't have no driveway.
Well, I guess all I can say.
They got my land and made a driveway out of it.
If they are on your land digging without your permission, I would call the police and have the police come down there and talk to them.
Okay then.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Okay.
Thank you for calling. Because people certainly cannot. They have no right to be on your land, digging up your land without your permission. So you really need to act on that, or who knows how much more they'll do. Mr. Leaksville is here. Mr. Leaksville says, I'm thinking I need to take the 24 this week since I can't pick Larson. Mr. Leaksville has the 24, taking sort of a a page out of the strategy book of Mr. Draper. Can't take the 5, so he'll take the 24. Don't forget, there are two races left in this stage of our contest, and still a chance for places to change. Mr. Draper is up by 30 points over Citizen D and by 36 points over Tar Heel in Mayodan. You know, things can change in 2 races, but after 2 more races, we start all over. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please. Hello, caller. Hello once. Hello twice. And caller is not there. Phone number is open now. If you'd like to give us a call, you can email us at kechols47@gmail.com. Ken, I was wondering about the TV station downtown in Reedsville. Are they still open or closed? We never hear anything about it. The station on Gilmer Street in Reedsville, it's still a Star News station. Not a whole lot is getting done in there right now. I mean, I do my show at home. Mark used to do the news up until Mark retired a little while ago. He was doing the news at the station on Gilmer Street. But now the news originates in Martinsville primarily. So at the moment, there is not any, as far as I know. Now, there's a whole lot I don't know. But as far as I know, there is not any regular live programming coming out of the TV station in Reedsville for the moment. But it's still there. It's still equipped. It is still ready to go if and when we need it. And I expect we will need it at some point. So that's its current status. It is, I guess we can say it's on standby. And we, of course, use it. Obviously, we'll be using it when parade season starts, because the Reedsville parade, all the production originates out of there. And there are other things that we will be doing there. And eventually, at some point, there's a good chance there'll be a regular programming originating out of there as well. Here's one that says, Ken, I think that was Mr. Pelham that called that said they lost the internet for 4 hours this morning. I live between Pelham and Ruffin, and I had the internet off for a long time today too, but nobody has ever told me why it was off. Do you know? I'm sorry, emailer, I don't. I don't think Mr. Pelham knew exactly why it was off this morning either. And when mine goes off, sometimes I know why it's off, and sometimes I don't. Probably most of the time I don't. But I wish I could help you with that. But I'm sad to say I don't know why it was off. I hope it will never go off again. I'm not predicting that. But I hope it'll never go off again. Ken, how much do you know about this medical debt forgiveness in North Carolina that the Governor Cooper keeps talking about? He said that a lot of people will be getting medical debt forgiveness. Can you tell me much about that? Not a whole lot. It is a deal by which I think it's close to 100, almost 100 hospitals in North Carolina have agreed to forgive medical debt as far back as the year 2014. Uh, a lot of this debt is, for all intents and purposes, uncollectible. Uh, and the hospitals, for a great much of this debt, they have reached the conclusion that they're never going to be able to collect it all. They may not be able to collect any of it. If they collect some of it, they won't be able to collect all of it. So anyway, through negotiations with the hospital and the Department of Health and Human Services, um, there's been an agreement that certain people will qualify for medical debt relief. Now, who is it? If you're on Medicaid, you may qualify if you are on Medicaid, uh, but you don't necessarily have to be on Medicaid. I'm going to do this foolish thing I do, where I try to look something up at the same time I'm talking, and it never works. I'm never able to find it, and I always end up. Whoa! Sometimes it works. Medicaid beneficiaries, many will be eligible, as well as people. Here it is. If you have income at or below 350% of the federal poverty level, then past medical debt exceeding 5% of a person's annual income will also be forgiven. Now, that was kind of clumsy. Let me go through that again. If your income is at or below 350% of the federal poverty level, and you have medical debt that exceeds 5% of your annual income, then that part of the debt that is more than 5% of your annual income will be forgiven as well. Uh, so that's about all I know. I know one more thing. If you want to find out more about it and get it from somebody who is way, way more knowledgeable and authoritative than I am, call the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. If you have the internet, you can easily find that number on the internet. Or if you go to the DHHS website, you can probably find the exact information that you're looking for there. If you don't do the internet, just find out the phone number for DHHS, the State Department of Health and Human Services. Ask your questions there, and they will be able to tell you all about this medical debt forgiveness program to see if you qualify. So um, that is what I would do about that. Um, all right. Phone line is open. There's a number on the screen. The email address is kechols47@gmail.com. I sent out the points earlier. If you take part in our NASCAR contest by way of internet, if you will check your email right now, if you haven't done it lately, you will find the current standings. We have, how many picks do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 folks have made their picks. So we're still missing 5. We have not yet heard from Citizen D, who's in second place. Haven't heard from Tar Heel in Mayodan. Haven't heard from Avenger or Liberal. Liberal didn't make a pick last night, did he? I don't think he did. And of course, Pretty Man is still an outlier, as he so often is. Pretty Man made a pick last night, but then he emailed me later in the evening and told me to erase his pick because he had changed his mind and was going to give it some further thought. So we still don't know who Pretty Man is picking this week, and I know that's important. I know many of you are very interested in knowing What exactly is Pretty Man's thinking regarding the race coming up this week, and perhaps Pretty Man will call and share his wisdom with. Well, he's not going to call, but he may email and share his wisdom with us sometime during the evening. At least that's what we'll hope for. Ken, I want to put in my 2 cents worth, and maybe with inflation it should now be 5 cents worth. Good one. Need a drum, need a rim shot for that one. About Dillon and Hamlin and Logano and what happened at the race in Richmond. I've heard a lot of people say a whole lot of things about that, and here's what I think about it. I think as long as NASCAR lets that kind of stuff happen, it's only going to get more and worse. And I think NASCAR needs to police that, because anybody who tells me that Dillon did not intentionally wreck both of them is something that I do not believe. He did it on purpose. Either one of them was going to win the race, and then he took them out. And I don't think NASCAR ought to let people get away with that. So that's my 2 cents worth, or perhaps in this time of inflation, my 5 cents worth. Well, thank you, emailer. I went back and looked again after somebody last night, who was it last night, who said that Denny Hamlin actually came up the track. Um, I went back and looked at it, and he sort of did. Now I don't know. I mean, I can't sit here and watch something on TV and know what a driver's thoughts and intentions are. I have no trouble keeping up with my own thoughts and intentions. Now, was Austin Dillon on his way down there to hook Hamlin? He may have been, but Hamlin did sort of come up the track. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Kenny, this is Jerry on 3rd Avenue.
Hey,
I'd just like to say, if Trump goes back in there, he's going to cut Social Security and Medicare, and that's when he really is going to make people mad, and someone may assassinate him. I wouldn't do it, but I think someone would, and the best weapon for them to use is a flare gun. And
Okay.
Thanks for taking my call, sir.
All right. Well, let's not get into discussing weapons. Let's not even get into discussing that. Thank you. Thank you for calling, Jerry. And let's move on. Phone line is open right now. The email address is kechols47@gmail.com. If you'd like to give us a call or send us an email, we would love to hear from you. This emailer says, Ken, you said last night that Pretty Man has 2 children. What? Pretty Man's becoming a real point of discussion around here. Let's do this. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Ken. Give me number 12 this week.
Number 12 for the liberal.
And don't add nothing to it.
No, I have nothing to say. Nothing. No comment.
All right. Well, Ken, look, I think our country is coming together. Did you hear that caller agree with me last night?
I did.
Even though they said we won't vote alike.
I did. But, that's...
I think our country is coming together. Hey, look, that's a start, isn't it?
As I was going to say, that's a start. Whatever common ground can be found,
right.
That's a start.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Now, look, I like to say that during the Olympics, America showed the world that our citizens and athletes are the greatest, the most talented, and the most resilient people it is.
Yes.
Time after time, when the situation looked dim, our athletes dug down deep and come out ahead.
They did.
I felt so proud of our athletes and wish our country could pull together as our athletes did. So maybe we can if we cease to let the politicians divide us for their financial gains. That's all I have to say on that. But I was so proud when our athletes took the podium and they played that song, our national anthem.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know,
it
made you.
It was a
No
great,
matter what.
a great 2 weeks. It was.
No matter what anyone may say, yeah, it's like that song, Proud. Who wrote that song, Proud to be American?
Lee Hazelwood. Not Hazelwood.
That's right.
Yeah, Lee Hazelwood. That's right.
No. Was it? Okay.
I think.
But I thought about that song, and sometimes we focus on the bad instead of all the good that we have and going on.
Well,
and I appreciate your show, and I'm glad you didn't say nothing about a wall or nothing. I appreciate that.
Never heard of it. Never heard of the wall.
I'll talk to you later.
Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling. Lee Greenwood. I don't know where I got Hazelwood. Lee Greenwood is a singer we're trying to name. Greenwood. Lee Hazelwood was somebody else entirely. The phone line is open at that number. The email address is kechols47@gmail.com, and we'd love to hear from you either by phone or by email. Now, this other emailer was saying, Les, you said that Pretty Man has 2 children who are very, very good at math. I'm trying to guess who Pretty Man is, and I think I may know. And I have included in this email the name of who I think Pretty Man is. Just tell me whether I am right or wrong. Emailer, you are wrong. That's not him. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good evening, Ken.
Hey.
I think the gentleman you were talking about was Lee Greenwood instead of Lee Hazelwood.
Greenwood, that's right.
Yeah, I think that. And I always talk about Austin Dillon wrecking somebody. I don't think he done nothing wrong. And like I say, wrecking is racing. He was going for the win. And that's just like old Dale Sr. used to be. It's just like old times.
Yeah.
And if it had more racing like it did the other night, it'd be more people in the grandstand. So
well, let me ask you a question.
That's my
quickly.
comment on it.
Let me ask you a question real quick, if I can.
All right.
You may have heard Mr. Draper last night. He said he thought Denny Hamlin came up to Dillon. Did you see it that way?
Well, I'm really not for sure, but I was just hoping that number 3 got to the line first. But like I say, I did not see that.
Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate your call, Leon.
All right. Thank you, Ken.
Good night. Yep. The number 3, certainly. That number 3 has been involved in a bump up or two along the way and a little bit of cage rattling. And that's obviously not just me, a whole lot of people. That's the first thing I thought yesterday when I said that. I said, there comes that 3 again. Email address is kechols47@gmail.com, and the phone number is on your screen. And hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken. Uh, Talking about the end of the race, the 47 and the 11 car are teammates,
Mm-hmm.
and the 47 caused the caution, probably on purpose, so that the 11 could possibly win.
Okay.
In the way I saw it. But I don't know whether you saw it that way or not.
You know, I didn't. Well, I'm not going to say it didn't occur to me. I had a flash of awareness in my mind about the 47 and the 11 and the caution. I guess I didn't really see it so that I really thought that he caused it intentionally. But I mean, who knows? It stuff like that has happened.
Oh yeah, like you say, we don't know what he did unless he says he did it. But anyway, well, look, appreciate you taking my call. Have a good night.
Thanks a lot for calling. Good to hear from you. By the way, somebody asked me the other night about getting in on stage 3 of our contest. And certainly you can do that if you have not participated so far, and if you've been sitting there thinking, that might be fun to get in on that. You can do that starting September 1st when stage 3 begins. So there's room for one more. Well, there's room for more than one more. If you'd like to join the contest starting on September 1st, then by all means do so. Here's an emailer that says Trump's interview. This is about Trump's interview with Elon Musk last night. Trump's interview last night with Elon Musk surpasses 1 billion views in less than 24 hours. If any of your viewers would like to check it out on X. Yeah, I heard that. I heard this afternoon that a billion views in less than 24 hours, which is a lot. A billion, to say the least. A billion is a pretty big number. In fact, a billion is about 3 times the population of the United States. So I don't know if people all over the world are watching it. You know, there are people all over the world who have a pretty strong interest in what happens in the United States, and there may be some folks who are watching it more than once. But a billion with a B, that's a lot. Phone line is open at that number. The email address is kechols47@gmail.com, and we'd love to hear from you either way, by phone or by email. There is an alert, a pet food alert, that you may or may not have heard about. And this particular pet food, I have never used this. I'm not really familiar with it, but it is sold in North Carolina. I understand it's sold in a lot of places in North Carolina, and you may have used it. It is B&B brand pet food, and I'll say a little more about that in just a second. Hi, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ken Briscoe from Hostel.
Hey, Briscoe.
This is a minor call, but you're still repeating your email address on the air?
Yes.
And now your call-in number, your telephone call-in number, and your email address is on the screen during your entire program.
Well, thank you, Briscoe. I didn't know that.
Well, you don't need to keep repeating it.
Okay. Thanks, Briscoe. I appreciate you letting me know.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Good night.
Okay, I knew the phone number was up there. I didn't know the email address was up there. But there it is. All right, B&B Pet Foods. The State Department of Agriculture has put out an alert on this. evidently there is some, well, not evidently, there definitely is some question about B&B brand pet foods. During an inspection, one of the routine inspections that the Department of Agriculture does on things like this, they found, according to this news release, they found that B&B pet foods, many of the products are not accurately labeled as far as what is in there. The Commissioner of Agriculture, Steve Troxler, put out this warning after the department conducted an investigation. The commissioner said these are raw meat-based products made by a New Jersey-based company. And the commissioner says, and I quote, manufactured and distributed without the required regulatory oversight. That's in the news release from the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. And this was discovered during a routine inspection at a pet supply store in Greensboro. Seven different B&B products are affected here. And I think they have they do have a list. Here are the products that the commissioner is warning about. B&B High Pro, B&B Neutro, B&B Special Order, B&B Premium, B&B Super, B&B Super Treats, and B&B X Factor. Officials with the Agriculture Department say that the products they're sold frozen in a silver foil pouch with a resealable closure, and I don't need to go through all that. If you use these, you already know all that, so you don't need to talk about that. The thing that you want to know, that you'd be interested in if you feed your pets these products, is that there is a question about the labeling, whether the labeling is accurate, and about exactly what is in them. If you want to visit the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Community Services website and just search there for B&B pet foods, I'm sure you'll find this same news release, and you'll find everything that you need to know about this to make sure that you are giving your pets good, wholesome stuff, and not products that might be questionable. Okay, so there's that. Ken, did they ever find out, says this one, did they ever find out why the Elon Musk and Trump interview was 45 minutes late getting on the air last night? I don't know if they found out or not. Elon Musk said that it was a denial of service attack, that a band of hackers flooded his servers and did not allow the broadcast to begin on time, is what Elon Musk said. I haven't heard any confirmation of that from anybody else, so that may have been the case, or maybe it was something else. I don't know. Maybe they're having the same kinds of problems we're having at Twitter. But anyway, it finally got on, and a lot of people have watched it. Hi, Ken, please put Citizen D down in the big book. Excuse me, didn't you mean great book? I had a little bit of a gaffe there. Please put Citizen D down in the big book for number 20 from the former Redskins head coach Joe Gibbs stable for this week. All right, the number 20 for Citizen D, important pick, as Citizen D is still within striking distance, in second place, 30 points behind Mr. Draper. And then Citizen D goes on to say, did anyone see the Northern Lights last night? I heard they were visible again up in Virginia. I didn't see them last night. I stayed up until like 2 o'clock in the morning, but I never saw the Northern Lights. I heard, just like you did, that in some parts of Virginia they were visible last night. Um, I didn't see. I wish I had. Um, if anybody else saw the Northern Lights, anybody saw the lights last night, let us know. I'd like to hear about it. But all I saw was dark sky. Kind of disappointing. Hey Ken, do you think that number three car has bullseyes targets on the back this weekend? Oh yeah. You think number three has a target on his back this weekend? Yeah, yeah. I kind of think he does. Um, I think Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin have essentially said as much, saying, "If I get the chance." So yeah, but again, that's all part of the game. Um, you you bump and you get bumped, and you know it, it does add some it adds a little bit of spice to the product. Really, I don't watch a race hoping to see wrecks. Um, I mean, I watch a race to see them race, not to see them wreck. But even so, personalities and rivalries and a little bit of rowdy behavior now and then, um, I think is good for the game, and good for the fans, as long as we keep it, as long as it's kept within reason, of course, within reason. Um, here he is. I am prepared, says the emailer. Am I going to have time for this? I am prepared to make my announcement of what car I take for the race coming up this weekend. I will tell you, I will tell you the number of the car, and you will write the number in the great book. Yeah, pretty man, that's how we do it. You have understood the process. So why don't you go ahead and tell me I will tell you the number. You will write the number in the great book. The number of the car to win the race this weekend and to make the time that Pretty Man will not be in last place any longer. The number of the car will be included in my next email. Meanwhile, let everybody just wait and wonder. Gosh. Uh, Pretty Man, we don't need this. You know, I, I, I think I think Pretty Man is sort of fancying himself a celebrity these days. A few people ask about him and comment about him, and it's gone to his head. Uh, he really thinks he's a star now, uh, and clearly he believes he can make an announcement like this and tell us that we're going to have to wait until he is ready to reveal his pick. Um, and I guess he believes he can drum up some public interest here, and perhaps even generate maybe a groundswell of public interest in who he's going to pick for this weekend. I believe that's what you think, isn't it, Pretty Man? Um, but the truth is, nobody cares. I mean, really, nobody cares. I mean, you're in 13th place. Why would anybody care that much about who you're going to pick? So anyway, if that's how you want to do it, that's fine. Do it that way. So we will all wait with bated breath, on tenterhooks, waiting for Pretty Man to reveal his pick for the upcoming race, and then we'll know. Hey, Ken, I missed some of what you said about the dog food recall. What brand of dog food was that again? If you don't mind telling me again. It was B and B brand pet food is what it is, and it doesn't specify the the release from the Agriculture Commissioner doesn't specify dog food particularly, but obviously uh, there's going to be dog food involved here. Although the term they use is pet food, so it's probably dog food and probably maybe more than dog food as well. As I say, I've never used this, so I don't know for sure. But email again. Here are the seven brands that are involved. They're all B and B products, and they are High Pro, Neutro, Special Order, Premium, Super, Super Treats, and X Factor. And those are the seven B and B products that the Agriculture Commissioner is advising you about. So continue accordingly. Here's a weird one. Here's a weird one that's not even from. In fact, this one is, believe it or not, this one is actually more weird than Pretty Man's. So weird that I'm not even going to read it. And and I'm telling you, when you get more weird than Pretty Man, you are really, really getting far afield. So we're just about out of time. I'm going to check the clock here. Just about out of time for this edition of Star Talk. We are on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I hope you'll join us for our next one. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Ken Echols. Okay, guess we got through without any interruption. That could be. Well, the voltage certainly could be the problem. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'd check my power supply voltage. Can't hurt. Hmm. Well, yeah, well, yeah, the nominal is not necessarily the real world, but I'm sure you know that. Well, there are diagnostics that you can run. If you will go online and just search for RAM diagnostic, you'll find one somewhere that'll check that. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye.